Build a keyboard using Cherry MX Browns. No. Build a keyboard that only types 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Absolutely not. A keyboard that only types emojis. An emoji keyboard could be funny, but I'm pretty sure Tay keyboards did that like 4 years ago, and mine would definitely be worse. I kind of want to do that though. Okay, so it definitely can't just be a regular keyboard case. In my mind, it needs to resemble some kind of ortholinear case, a grid of sorts, maybe 12 by 12 in size. Oh, oopsie daisy. Oh, would you look at that? A grid of sorts, roughly 12 by 12 in size. How quaint. But also, wow, is that the bruh mat on my ironing board and back in stock on Glarses.com, I hear you ask? Yes, yes it is. Whew, that was boring. I could use regular keycaps and then just remember each emoji placement, but that's very, extremely, massively boring. Instead, I want keycaps with images of each emoji. Of course, I would have to make those, and the last time I tried to die sublimate my own keycaps, well, that was almost the end of the Glarses company. And on the other hand, I'm nowhere good enough to draw them on, so this is what we're talking about. I just bought them. I also sprinkled in some of my own keycaps and a more unique way of entering each emoji, which, as per usual, will require some test subjects.
Hey guys!
Hey Evelyn.
I know all of you guys suck at typing, and none of you are ever able to get in the reaction emoji when somebody says something funny in the group chat. But imagine I had a keyboard that would solve all of your problems. Introducing the emoji keyboard with enter and giant hammer.
A giant hammer.
If you guys together can enter some emojis that I have very fortunately printed out, I'm gonna give you guys not 500, not 1,000, but £1 each.
Okay.
Do you even have a pound?
That's rude.
One, go.
5 head. Boom.
Oh. Fraser, your turn. And go. Oh, okay, good.
Be quick. Make it.
There you go. For the last one. Only one more. You guys are doing pretty well.
It's not fair.
It's not fair. I haven't done anything
No,
yet.
I already know.
What am I gonna do?
They get 4 nice ones, and I'm gonna get ones that don't even exist.
TikTok, TikTok. Don't let the team down.
Stop!
TikTok,
I'm like
TikTok.
colourblind. I can't see it. Jamie, I
TikTok.
helped you. Help me.
TikTok,
He's not
TikTok.
there.
You seem to be having quite a lot of trouble. You know what, actually, I have something that will really encourage you guys. Give me a second. Do you know what I would need right now is some motivation to look at next to the emojis so I know what to strive for. And so I have this cool metal poster from Display. It's got texture as well.
More
that's
like
pretty cool.
A Tails girl.
I searched through their collection of over 2 million pieces of artwork on their online catalogue, with officially licensed designs from the likes of Star Wars, Marvel, The Witcher, and tons of other iconic brands. Oh, wow. Yeah, you're actually so slow. I can literally install this thing while still doing that. Watch how easy this is. I would like to get my deposit back on this house, which is great since this plate uses a magnet mounting system.
It is a share.
Still going? I'm no engineer, but it was really easy to set up on the wall. Look at that. In the time it's taking you to not finish, I managed to put up an entire display poster.
Rigged, guys. I'm telling you.
What do you mean? Oh.
It's never easy.
Where did that come from? The magnet mount system means that if I get bored of any poster, I just swap it out for a different one, just like that. If you're an artist at home and you want to monetize your work, Display's platform supports individual artists too. They also have a new line of posters called Display Texture, posters with tactile textures, 3D contours, and matte and gloss finishes to really push the boundaries of what a poster can be. You've got 1:28 left, and I don't see the emotes.
Because it's rigged against them.
Display ships internationally in 4 to 5 days and also have a sale going on.
Oh,
Maybe
it's
I
5.
accidentally forgot to install all of the emotes, but that's not really my fault. Use my link in the description or code Glarses at checkout to get up to 37% off your order.
I can't even type, actually.
Ah.
I thought I had this done.
It's there,
Whoa, whoa.
Yeah,
10,
Andy family.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
Then there is
4,
not Olivia
3,
Rodrigo.
2,
The
1.
up there.
Ah! Guys.
What happened? Guys, you guys pulled your weight here. You shouldn't be disappointed in your effort. You did really well.
Thank you.
I'm proud. You know what? I appreciate the effort.
Do we get a raise?
I'm not coming on this channel anymore.
Build an Among Us keyboard. Oh. I actually got that prompt 2 years ago. And it's the one keyboard idea video I couldn't properly finish. Okay, let me show you something. In 2022, there was another prompt from a guy named that1guy-ID7mo that simply stated Among Us. At the time, the game still had a couple of players, so I thought, I'll just make a keyboard that resembles a crewmate. Very fortunately, someone had already done this, so I joined their group buy and received the kit for one acrylic suspad. Job done. Well, one Among Us keyboard. However, every time I would go back and read that comment whilst editing, I had this distinct feeling that the one guy ID7mo was trying to tell me something I wasn't getting. It was just something about those lifeless eyes staring back at me, telling me I somehow cheated the prompt by not making it myself. So that's what I did. We designed an anatomically accurate Among Us keyboard machined out of aluminium, the premium Suspad V2. Except it would end up being the keyboard that wasn't meant to be. It was plagued by a myriad of problems. You see, the keyboard plate and PCB didn't line up, meaning the switches couldn't be seated.
Okay, that's not working as it has every other keyboard I've built.
And try as I might,
I dremeled the wrong way.
with some unique soldering, dremeling, and general pleading not working, I decided that ultimately, along with the decline in popularity of Among Us itself, and not really wanting to spend more money on what was really an uninteresting keyboard, I was simply going to pass on finishing this keyboard off. Until now. The main issue with the keyboard is that the plate didn't fit the PCB layout, but if we made a plate to fit the switches, the keycaps would then be out of place and the top case wouldn't fit. First, we redesigned and 3D printed a new plate that fit the footprint of the PCB.
This is one of many versions that didn't work.
And then in order to mitigate the colliding keycap issue, printed special keycaps with an off-center stem. This way, the keycaps would essentially be off-center, balancing out the originally off-center switch positions on the PCB.
Please. It's hanging on by a thread and it's not exactly the perfect length, but after a lot of trial and error, I'm gonna take it.
And Bob's your uncle, Sally's your aunt. 2 years later, the Glarses company Suspad is complete.
After 2 years, it is done. After 2 years, it's finally finished.
Or at least I thought. I still kind of felt like I hadn't properly grasped what that one guy's comment was really after. I mean, what did it really mean to be among us? And after a couple of sleepless nights, I came to the conclusion that, you see, the meaning of us is pretty clear, but to be among means to be a member of a larger set. The informal us of Among Us refers to oneself, but clearly the plot of Among Us is a couple of astronauts dilly-dallying around in space, which seems like quite the formal mission, meaning the us is likely referring to the classical use, plural. But how can something be among us, a member or members of a larger set, without there being more than one of themselves to be surrounded with? The answer was simple. I needed more. Along with getting some new plates made, I realized that to truly produce suspads of the same color and vibrancy of the in-game characters, anodizing metal would not be enough. So I got some help cerakoting these from Reagan of Space Cables across the pond in Texas. And so, my little Among Us keypad has a friend. But if you think about it, one-on-one conversations can be a little awkward, especially when it's just you two in the deep vacuum of space. I think we really need a third suspad. And really, if you've already made 3, you're pretty good at this, right? I don't see why you wouldn't just make a 4th to finish off the RGBY color space. but now we need some contrast. You know, those limited edition black and white keypads. You can't miss out on those. And well, I'm kind of known for purple, so it would really be foolish if I didn't include a purple one. I mean, like, come on, Cherry MX Purples, Glarses.com, all that stuff, right? Right? And so 7 down, I should be looking at my collection, feeling pride that I truly rose to the standard of that one guy's request. Right? Right? If you really think about what it means to truly be among something, It's really about being central to a system of other things. And in a game situated in space, the only system it would make sense for them to be referring to would be our system, the solar system, of which the center would be our sun. And what character over and over in every promotional poster, every theory, every thumbnail is always displayed as the main character, the protagonist, the centerpiece? And then, in a moment of clarity, I figured it out. And with that, I could truly rest knowing that I had risen to a galactic level of completion.
Maybe it was the breaker or something.
But what I would come to regret later
Hello?
wasn't that it took me 2 years to come to
Where
this
is he?
conclusion.
I could have sworn it was just... Hello? Hello?
It was that I hadn't bothered to warn anyone that they now lived among us.
So, what did you think? I personally thought I nailed the psychological thriller.
Yeah, don't quit your day job.
Okay. Thank you again, Display, for sponsoring this video. If you want to get your own poster, please check out my link in the description. These are seriously really cool.